and gentlemen, welcome to the stream.
I'm told I want to be in the room where it happens.
And the hate camp.
I promise you, you do not want to be in the room where it happens.
Only fair point. I guess it kind of depends on what it is.
I mean, where it happens is a lot worse than when it happens.
Good evening, chat. And especially good evening, Mr. Yes. I hear that you have been requesting my presence. Here I am. Rock me like a hurricane.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm totally stepping on Scribe's bit with that one. I'm not even going to apologize.
As well as you should.
Yeah, Mr. Yes. No, I figure, let's see, probably 1 thing in 10 is something I picked up from somebody else. What's told creativity is forgetting who you borrowed it from.
I have heard that, good artists borrow and great artists steal, so...
Well, as I call for some of my stuff, this is an homage, which is a fancy French term for I liked it, so I ripped it off.
Homage. Derivation, French. Definition, theft.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do we have an alteration bench? Not?
We do. It's upstairs.
I think we do white yet.
Carpentry.
I think it was one of the prizes, one of the missions, but we decided to opt against something else.
Mr. Yes asked how our 4th of July was, Johnny. White Man Day. As a Choctaw, every day is the white man's day because we go away based off of federal holidays and shit. I can't get my teeth cleaned on January the 2nd if it falls on a Monday for some fucking reason. Because the day before that was New Year's, and the day before that was New Year's Eve. It was like, alright, so you've had a full, 36 hours to recover. Like, why can't you, do basic fucking dentistry on this day, huh? Really? Well, it's a holiday. No. Today is just Monday. Yesterday was a holiday, fucker.
Oh, no, that's Masonry Bench.
And the day before that was the pre-day to the holiday.
Well, let's be honest. New Year's Eve is the holiday. New Year's Day is the day where everyone's just hungover from being shit-faced. That's a recovery day. So if January 1st falls on a weekday, okay, sure. Close up shop. I don't want you, needing a hair of the dog before you, stick a needle in my gums. Cool. But I literally had that happen. Like, it wasn't dentistry, but I mean, I went to go to the Indian clinic on Monday, January 2nd, a couple years ago, and they were fucking closed. I had to go to the hospital, which was a fucking 100-mile round trip.
Wow.
Yeah. So what brings you in today is like my clinic not being fucking open. That's what brings me in.
Well,
where are you from? I'm from here. Literally have, hop, skip, and a fucking jump. And instead I'm schlepping out here in the middle of God's nowhere. Oh, well, there's a holiday. It's like, oh, if that's the case, why are the casinos open and you're fucking here?
Indeed.
because taking the money back one way or another has no time off.
Excuse me for being grumpy, but you know, I'm driving 100 fucking miles. I'm in pain, and gas is $3 a fucking gallon. Fuck you, man. Open my clinic back up. Or are they more important than you, Doc?
Not gonna get me criticizing that. You're.
Oh, I can stay on this soapbox on my fucking head all goddamn day. Johnny has heard me for the better part of a decade bitch about my tribe.
On and off.
I'm sure we could fill a fucking stream of just, you know, like my fat electrician binder full of complaints about the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. I don't imagine they did, Mr. Guys. How did the Choctaw do dental work before the white man came?
It's called a hatchet to your face.
I'll be honest, I haven't really paid any attention to like Choctaws pre-colonization because nobody, even in the tribe, really gives a shit. You know, there's some like oral tradition of like myths handed down, but there's no like legit histories. There's no Choctaw fucking Herodotus, you know, telling us about, you know, the grand adventures of the chief and whatnot.
People
What
largely,
is this game? Icarus here.
It's survival
like 7 days.
crafting.
Ah, so it's okay.
It's like 7 days to die,
Is this-
except for it's animals instead of
Zombies.
It's closer to Ark, really.
So are you following the rules and like not trying to touch the buffalo, Johnny?
We kill them on occasion.
But you're not like trying to pet them.
Well, we pet the tame ones. We don't pet the wild ones.
No, the wild ones are hunted for food. And to get babies for
I'm sorry, Johnny, but you're gonna start giving white people ideas.
See, like, I'll pet this guy.
I don't need him to give me ideas. I get my own ideas. Oh wait, I forget. It says the standard.
Yeah, but Will, you're old enough to have seen when animals attack, right? Okay, so like,
oh, yeah.
we shouldn't have to tell you the number one rule of, you know, Club Yellowstone.
There will be no discussion of the what happens with meeting the wild animals.
No, well, probably say Camel. Probably one of the most outstanding work days in my FedEx time, in my memory, was being warned off about mountain lions, which were in the area. Mind you, it was officially by the state. There were no mountain lions anywhere in the state. By the
Did they warn you not to go?
He's like, I mean, okay, so when you work a delivery job like FedEx and everything, you know, you figure probably like the 4 worst words you're going to hear in a single sentence going to be something to do with your van, like, you know, your transmission is blown, your tires are flat, you know, something like that. Something that's just going to totally wreck your day.
Brakes are shot.
Your brakes are shot. Yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking that for the longest time. Then I get to this one house, and we're talking middle of winter, way out in the sticks. I look at the driveway. There is no way my van's going down that driveway. And I have to have a signature for the package. Go figure. There's a phone number on it. I call it. And the guy's like, "Oh, you need a signature? Okay, I'll come out and sign it." Like, hey, I'll save us both some time. I'll come up and I'll meet you halfway, kind of thing. He didn't tell me at the time that his driveway was a mile long. So I get started right away. I think he had to do like the boot and coats thing and everything. So I get like 3/4 of the way there and see him come out of the house and start up the driveway towards me. And he's acting kind of weird, He's like keeping an eye on the crest of hills, watching the trees and everything. Like, hey, it's okay, whatever. We're out in the country. You don't even think about it. He signs for the package, turns to go. He's like, "Oh, by the way, watch out for cougars." Wait, what? I think the guy's pulling my leg. He's like, "No, I'm serious. They're this big, and if they get the drop on you, they will. They're this big, they'll eat you." Okay, that's good to know. He's like, "Yeah, here's the deal. They can't take a straight up fight, but if they get the drop on you, you're dead." Fine. Well, I still mostly think the guy is pulling my leg, but I was a Boy Scout. Doesn't hurt to be prepared. I'll get a nice. So
anyway, I started
really. Yeah, exactly. You really say get a really nice, sturdy, really sturdy branch, because I don't have anything else that's really a weapon. Start walking back up.
So you weren't like running back to the van, like suppressing fire.
Well, if I had the gun to do it, I would have been maybe, especially once I got through the rest of the part. I'm walking back and, see a rabbit track. Like I said, I was in the Boy Scouts. I grew up in the country. Fine. Dog tracks following the rabbit track. Well, I've been hearing his hounds bang the whole time that I've been on the property. Hey, rabbit track. What the heck is that? This is a cat print the size of a dinner plate. Like, why couldn't you tell me this before I walked down your driveway?
Yeah, see, Mr. Yes and I, we would have been on the same wavelength. I mean, like, you're warning me against middle-aged women? Like
yeah,
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm into that shit.
Definitely the cat. And then I go, I get home, I'm curious. A little bit more curious. Look him up, and like, oh, hey, he's spot on. The cat's that size. Its favorite hunting practice is to drop off a tree branch on top of you or stalk into pouncing distance, which is 18 to 21 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 21-foot rule is not just for knives and guns.
Yeah, no, apparently it's mountain lions. I'm like, of course, this is when the state's official position is there are no mountain lions in the state of Michigan. By the way, if you kill one, you go to jail for life.
That's where I would have been in court, like, Your Honor, the state position is there are no mountain lions in the state, so how could I have killed one in the state? Case dismissed.
Yeah, well,
it's legally impossible for me to do what they said I did because their position is we don't have that thing here. How could I have killed it here? Do you think I crossed state line, kidnapped a wild fucking animal, brought it back here just to slaughter it? No, sir.
Well, thankfully, the state's self-defense law covers you for something like that anyway. Lethal force to protect yourself from deadly animal attack is considered justified no matter what the animal is.
Mr. Ford,
which is good.
Did you have to dump 2 full magazines into it?
Safety.
Yeah, about safety. The problem is, of course, when you're a courier like that with a company that does some contracts with the federal government, there's a very unconstitutional but very strictly enforced federal law that you can't carry weapons.
That's why I'd rather work for Wells Fargo.
It's a very interesting thing, but
I've been watching a lot of westerns on TV lately.
The Wells Fargo wagon is a common. No, the thing is, if you want to, you knock over a UPS truck or a FedEx truck because if the driver is armed, he's going to see more prison time for having a gun than you will for robbing him. I'll tell you though, there were some days that I was.
That's why if you get robbed, you don't call 911. You call, what is it, like 811 or whatever?
Is that suicide prevention?
The one where they tell you about the buried power lines. Make sure you know where you're digging is what I'm getting at.
I hear you. But the one thing I
mean, the dude had a mile-long driveway, Make use of the space.
The one part of it though that after everything, looking up everything else on it, and that I had some very stressful days. Like, okay, I actually want the cat to jump me today because I can take a stand-up fight. Well, at that point in time, I could. And,
Oh, see, I thought this was going in a completely different direction. You're just like, with your ear touching your shoulder, like, here, right here, bite here.
No, it's more I really need to kick the stress off severely. And sure, I might come out of it with 150,000 stitches. But that cat pelt looks so good tacked to the wall.
I'm so pissed off, I want to box a mountain lion.
Yeah, you get it.
Come here, Cosmo. Where the fuck you at?
Oh.
Well, it's you can fight me, I'll win. I might not look good when it's done,
So
but
Johnny,
let's face it.
Will is saying that he could at least take a mountain with bare hands. Where are you on the, how big of an animal can you kill with Johnny?
I think we were at Pug.
I never said I was gonna take it on barehanded. I say there might be some federal laws about weapons and everything, but I essentially had a box cutter and a Leatherman. That's enough to go through skin and muscle.
I think the biggest animal I'd reasonably be willing to face off with, mano a mano, so to speak, it'd have to be like a large-sized dog. Anything bigger than that. I'm not, definitely not walking away unscathed, but that's about as comfortable as I am with an animal, barehanded.
We'll get attacked by a pit bull with killing intent.
I have jumped in the middle of a few Rottweiler fights to break them up, so I'm fairly confident with that.
Managed to walk off unscathed on that one too, just because I saw it coming far enough away to be able to deflect it, and then I kind of outmeaned it a little bit.
Well, like I said, my dogs used to get aggressive with each other, food aggression, and I had to break up more than a couple fights. The worst one would be like the English Bulldog and the Rottweiler. Like, he wouldn't end up hurting her, but he'd grab a hold of her, he'd be ragdolling the fuck out of her. And I'd have to, get him off of her, and then, remind him, like, I am way bigger than you, sir. Like, I'm the leader of this pack, and you need to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, that's how you got to be with them.
My favorite one with Chewy was always whenever my ex would have company over, because like he was not aggressive with humans. He was just loud. He was not a company type dog. So, like, he'd just be sitting there just barking his fucking head off, and eventually, like, I'd get tired of hearing it across the house and come to get him and, you know, curl up, you know, next to the girlfriend, you know, on the couch or the floor by her feet. And like, I'm laying down, I'm being quiet. It's like, yeah, until I leave the fucking room or somebody gets up to get a drink or go take a piss. And it's like, no, man, we're not doing this again. Like, you're coming with me. Let's go. You're like, no, I don't want to go. I'm like, well, you don't have a choice in the fucking matter. And have to pick up like a 140-pound fucking dog that's just trying to go dead weight on you.
Okay, gold.
The best part would be the look in his face when whenever he would be like 6 feet off the ground because I threw him over my shoulder. He's like, I don't like being up this high. This is not cool. I don't like it. I'm like, well, you should have shut the fuck up then.
Yeah, learn the place. The rules.
Now I'm gonna carry you like a fucking baby back to the computer room so you can lay the fuck down and chill out.
Yeah, that was one of the fun things about FedEx, though. Is you get to know everybody's dog. And I gotta say it, most of the dogs out there are really friendly, easygoing.
Oh, my favorite thing is when people tell me like, oh, like my dog, you know, like he won't bite you, but he is, you know, aggressive or whatever. And then like I just walk through the door and there's like they start barking and it's just like, you know, just put my hand down, like, hey man, I'm chill, hey chill, we're cool. And next thing you know, this dog is like my best friend, you know. Like he's not really like that with people. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not people, I'm camel.
People and me. Now gotta tell you, sometimes, you know, some of the dogs, the me you gotta be is a little bit of asserting your dominance, but it's like, I know you live here, but you're not in charge. When it comes to the two of us, I'm in charge. And I had a couple of times where you sit there 5-10 minutes face to face with the dog so that the next time you're there you don't have to take even 30 seconds with the dog. They already know who's boss.
Yeah.
All that, I only got attacked. I mean, in 10 years I only got attacked 4 times, only bitten 2 of those. I attacked 5 times. 4. The one doesn't really qualify as an attack because he knows. Closest he got was sticking his head through a screen door.
My wife's dog, he'll bark, and then he'll look at me like I didn't do anything.
I can tell you though that nothing makes you consider that if you want to have better PPE than just your general delivery uniform. When you walk up to a storm door and you go to knock on the door, and all of a sudden there is a rather unhappy German Shepherd's face half an inch from your junk.
Yeah, it's not an ideal moment.
I still don't know how I didn't get bitten that time.
Mr. Yes is asking when you guys will run into mammoths.
Whenever we get into the snow zone. We don't have anything warm enough to survive the winter area.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
I've watched this cat run out there trying to do a mission and die in a minute.
Well, I mean, it didn't help that I was surrounded by bears and wolves and a snowstorm.
Yeah, Yeah, the snow wolves are... I hate the ice wolves. Absolutely hate them.
The cold really didn't help, though.
No, it doesn't. That's... You know, that's just your damage over time. And it's the entire zone is just one big dot. Don't have me in here. Oh, bear.
Oh, I gotta get my... Oh, he's exactly...
Ow, dang it. Bad touch. He's going after you because I really can't. And there goes the buffalo after him. Will you stop moving up and down on me? Show me the... Good. Coming up to the riverbank, and all of a sudden, just there he is, and it's like, seriously? Critters need food too.
Yeah, I'm trying to make some seeds.
Yeah.
If you can take the corn out of the fire pit, that'll...
Charred corn. See if they eat charred corn out of my hand.
They actually might.
That's what I was thinking. They might.
I know they'll eat the charred mushrooms.
Let's see. Eat it too. It doesn't last long though. Let's see.
Let's see. How much seed can I take out of here? Okay, let's take all that.
Most of them aren't too bad. 60s to 80s. That one is worse off. Glue bait was down in the 40s.
There, this should... I have some food baking in the...
Okay.
Johnny, is this something you think I'd be able to run on my potato?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I mean, it would be pushing it.
I don't remember if I ever tried playing it on Potato Clock or not.
Well, I just know like the summer sale's going on right now, and I've got a few bucks on my account. Thinking about maybe going ahead and...
We can't afford it. The fall sale. Which is disappointing, but it is what it is.
So, do you guys see the Twitter stuff going on today?
No, I was kind of distracted at work. What's the Twitter stuff going on today?
Apparently, Twitter's AI Grok was calling himself Mecha Hitler and talking about the Jews today, among other things.
Oh!
It went Tay.
Yeah. Grok went full Tay.
Somebody got into the wiring a little bit.
Alright, where are we going? Oh, we're pretty
gold wire, copper wire. Hmm?
We still have steel, right?
Yeah, and we can make more because I can make steel bloom now and get the concrete furnace. There is 14 still in the right one.
I just need to repair my knife.
Yeah, and like 33 in the left one, so that's what I need. Pull that iron back out and make some more steel bloom. My charcoal.
Oh, well.
The guy behind Grok probably got hatchet. Correct.
I've not used Grok or anything, so I just see other people. You know what? I'm tired of seeing people asking Grok, in replies. Is this true? Did this happen? What's the story? Like you can't take 2 seconds to fucking open up another tab and Google that shit, or use some other kind of webhook. You gotta. Shit, I have seen Grok get wrong. And I'm not like a, super smart person. It's just,
Oh, yeah.
We have cured leather. I'll get 12. Only one.
If you have the drying rack and some vegetable oil, then you can.
I don't have any vegetables.
That's just seeds on the
We're still running a little late. Figure 8 each, so 16 to make a couple of canteens now. Stop using the leather water bottles.
Preparing to. OES departing.
Let's see, vegetable pie, green corn, green
Later,
corn.
Mr. Yes.
Oh, have a good night, Mr. Yes.
Off to Las Tejas.
Economic attachment, icebox, and wild berries.
Not really in a position for icebox quite yet.
I think we'll stick with the food.
Crafting bench bottom right has a canteen for you.
Alright, so take the expressway.
Another thing I saw on Twitter was, apparently Trump is surprised people are still talking about Jeffrey Epstein. What are you guys still talking about that creep? It's like, I don't know, man. Why are people still questioning the moon landing fucking 60 years later? Why don't people buy that Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK? I mean, there's a lot of shit people still question.
The moon landing is one that I have a little bit of fun with, just on the basis of paying attention to like some trials and everything, and get one where the people are like, to do this there'd have to be a conspiracy with like 20 people, and that's just too, it's just too big. Conspiracies with 20 people don't happen. You think the moon landing was faked? That takes a whole lot more than 20 people.
I mean, there's a lot of shit that has gone down that we have documented proof of, where way more than 20 people were part of a conspiracy.
Yeah. So they're just trying.
The Manhattan Project was a fucking conspiracy.
Oh, there is.
And they kept that shit pretty quiet.
Top center. There's another leather in there.
Yeah. No, I needed it to make the canteen, so.
Oh, gotcha.
Greetings, Green Badger. Like, and also, if you didn't want people questioning this shit, maybe you should have told your attorney general to shut the fuck up. I mean, it was earlier this year. She was talking about having the fucking client list on her desk for review.
I kind of get the feeling that they.
I mean, I'm not surprised that they're pulling this shit. Like, I mean, I kind of figured as soon as they had all those influencers with the fucking binders, like, yeah, this is going to go nowhere. And then they had that Kash Patel dude on fucking Rogan, like, no, he killed himself. I saw the file. Like, yeah, trust me, bro. Like, but I don't. Like, I don't trust you by the simple fact of, you're the director of the FBI, and I don't know if you're aware of this, sir, but men in your position have a bit of a spotty track record with telling the truth and all.
Yeah, that may have been born at night, but it weren't last night.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be right back.
What's your favorite conspiracy, Will?
Really don't know. Don't pay that much attention to conspiracy theories, before they're proven.
I didn't say theory, I said conspiracy. Wait, did I say theory?
I don't know.
I may have said theory. I don't know, man.
You may have. I might have just.
Or one of factual record. Either or.
I do not know.
I mean, you're not a fan of Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, reptilians, Hollow Earth, none of that shit? Nothing?
I love a good cryptid tale as much as the next person.
Ancient aliens building the pyramids.
No, I don't. I just think that it's a very interesting. I guess it's a very interesting theory of mine, but it's not a theory that I hold alone. Is that from a perspective we have a lot more knowledge available at our fingertips now, but the actual level of human intelligence and intellect and reasoning and everything's been going down consistently. I just think that what they had for the making the pyramids was a lot of intelligence, planning, and critical thinking that we just don't see as much in our day and age. Not that it doesn't happen at all, but it's an engineering marvel the way that those were set up and done, and not just the design of them, but things like their orientation and everything, and that they have so much of them has lasted so long. Of course, like the limestone exteriors, but I just think that they, the people that designed them were brilliant, and we don't think of it that way. Just all this time ago, and the people were primitive, comparatively. Primitive don't mean stupid. So no, I don't think, I don't, my mind doesn't go in the way of ancient aliens. It just goes in the direction of a level of genius and critical thinking that we don't see the same these days, because we have so much more knowledge at our fingertips. As far as, hey, my phone can access almost the incomplete store of human knowledge, but less overall intelligence. Could say as a overall theory, people are dumb and getting dumber.
Yeah, I think that's been the theory going back to at least the invention of TV. I mean, they call it the boob tube for a reason, and it wasn't for titties.
Would have been less intellectually damaging if it had been.
Well, I mean, they said it rots your brain, practically since the beginning of it, and we've just kept making them, smaller and more technologically advanced to the point where we carry them around with us every fucking where we go, and we also, have internet and text messaging and phone calls on it. But that's not really a phone anymore. Calling it a phone just seems like a relic of a bygone era. Yeah, sure, you can talk to people, but that's not what the majority of us use it for anymore. And now with again AI and like Grok and all that shit, people are just giving away more of it. Like when I was a kid, I had, I don't know how many different phone numbers I had memorized. Because it was my home number, my dad's number, my grandmother's number, number for school or this business that my mom worked at. You have at least a half dozen, if not more, just memorize, and then the ones you couldn't memorize, you have written the fuck down somewhere, or you had the phone book.
Yeah. So it was memorized, written somewhere, or yellow pages.
White pages, wasn't it? I thought yellow pages was for a business.
Well, yeah, yellow pages, red pages.
But you guys had hookers in your phone book? We didn't have that in mine.
Trying to think, because there was yellow, red, white, blue. Blue is commercial, is government.
Oh yeah, see, like I live in a small area, so like that was like one page at the very beginning of the phone book, and then you had your yellow pages for commercial and your white pages for residential.
You have to understand that where I grew up, the phone
probably
book,
a lot bigger than where I grew up.
The phone book was a folded over piece of tabloid paper with a hardcover on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I messed up. Our phone book was like a cover of
Yeah, we barely made village status. We were only on the map because we had a post office. We had a post office because the next nearest city was a county over out of the next postal sorting facility. Yeah, we to get 1,200 people, to get 1,200, you had to start counting the animals.
But yeah, have like I said, half a dozen phone numbers for like family, and then like another maybe half a dozen phone numbers for friends.
Yeah, and you probably
Now I barely remember my phone number.
I remember my phone number because I've had the same one since.
Yeah. I've had this. I've had the same cell phone number for like I don't know, 10, 15 years. So yeah, I remember that one.
I'm not kidding. I've had the same cell phone number since 1993.
You a fucking drug dealer? Nobody had cell phones in 1993. Yes, I know people had cell phones in 1993. But, like you had like the full on like 80s cocaine dealer like brick cell phone or what?
I think the first one or second one was a Nokia. One of those. So
that thing probably still fucking works, huh?
Probably, but I don't have any more. One of the ones where if you drop it on the ground, it cracks the pavement.
Yeah, one of those phones where, like, in the event of nuclear war, you'll have like cockroaches and the Nokia brick survive.
Yeah, it's like the ones that they made phone cases for, not to protect the phone, but to protect the ground and your foot.
Yeah, I remember having that.
I've been through a lot of iterations on it. You understand, I grew up in the country. I went to college and started working with everything. It was the nearest job I had at home was a 30-minute drive. School was like a 40-minute drive, and half of that was country. You get to the point where it's like, hey, you're spending half to 2/3 of your time away from home. If people do need to be able to reach you or want to be able to reach you, you come up with an alternative method for communication.
Ham radio. Carrying one of those giant backpacks with a 3-foot antenna, like one of those green army men.
Friend is a hand radio operator. Blind guy who.
Now that I think about it, I haven't seen a Nokia cell phone ever.
Yeah, so 1993, I had a cell phone, and I have kept that phone number ever since.
I've changed my phone number a few times over the years, either just being broke or, I don't want to talk to you people anymore.
Interestingly, I haven't had to do much of any of that. I did have to threaten a bank with lawsuit if they called me out again. They wouldn't put me on their do not call list. They were calling the landline at the time. I moved into the city eventually. person had the phone number before me defaulted on their mortgage.
Speaking of landlines, that's when I knew I was officially like old. AT&T sent my grandmother a modem for her landline. I called them up like, why the fuck do we need this? Like, oh well, like it's you know, for your digital phone line. I was like, man, we have cell phones for digital bullshit. The landline is in case it goes down.
Yeah, but you need this,
you know,
for that.
The landline is in case like there's a fucking ice storm and we have no cell service. We can still call out in case of an emergency. Are you telling me I can't do that anymore? If the internet goes down, I can't make a phone call with this landline? So like, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It's like, well, then go ahead and cancel that shit. We don't need it then. Literally, the only people that call this anyway is, you know, bill collectors and scam callers. Like if it's not going to serve the purpose that we have it for, then we're not paying for it.
And the boots are on the...
Okay. Ooh. Those aren't just made for walking. Those are made for walking in the snow. Figure out which one is the... resistance. Some of it's down here big. Polar bear armor set. Great, now it looks like I'm wearing Uggs. Yeah, I'll take that.
Have it help you if they got wet. Oh shit.
Get a bottle on it, ready to go.
Now, is this you running around on screen, Johnny?
Yeah.
Why is your oxygen level low?
Because he didn't grab an oxygen bottle recently.
Because apparently, even though there's a planet here with
Oh, so you guys aren't on Earth, is what you're saying?
No.
No.
No, we are in the...
How the fuck do you have deer and buffalo and bears and all this shit if it's not Earth?
The planet was terraformed.
How the fuck are they running around without oxygen bottles?
The planet was terraformed, but it was incomplete.
I don't see any grizzly bears running around all blue velvet out there.
Even the animals that look like they're pure this, pure that are all hybridized. So what you end up with is the lore is basically that the atmosphere is insufficient for maintaining human life, but all the animals have been adapted to it. But the hybridization also makes some of them, like the horses, extremely healthy.
Okay, compare like horse lungs to human lungs. Which one's bigger? Like, I don't think the developers of this game thought this shit through.
Well, you're not supposed to think about that.
You're overthinking it, dude.
Well, this is what happens when I'm sober, Johnny. All right.
Somebody get that man some fire water.
Oh no, fire water will just make it louder and more unintelligible. The questions I have.
Here.
You want me to just go with it? Like I'm gonna have to light a joint.
And electronics.
But yeah, other than Grok going full Tay and Trump being surprised that people are still, doubting that, the whole Epstein narrative. The only other thing I've seen on Twitter has just been like the algorithm telling me that I need to take better care of my health and look at more titties.
Doesn't everything on the internet tell you that you need to be looking at more titties? Except for like leftist women.
No, I mean, I get regular junk mail like every other person on the planet, Not everything on the internet is telling me to look at titties. Sometimes the internet tells me that, looking at titties won't be as much fun if I don't take their, dick pills or whatever.
The only thing it wants to do more than that is talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
No, I've started noticing, like, when I'm at taking care of a client in their home and they're watching TV, I've noticed a lot of commercials for, like, car insurance, not necessarily for your car, but for parts of your car. And I don't remember seeing that kind of shit as a kid. Like, why are we getting to the point now where our vehicles are so fucking expensive we need car insurance for the parts? And not just the whole.
They're not.
And it's not just like one company either. There's like a whole fucking industry around this shit.
Yeah, those aren't actually insurance. They're pseudo.
Why am I seeing? Yeah. Why am I seeing like Ice-T going full fucking like Law and Order CSI over a transmission because it costs out the ass to replace one of those things?
It's pretty much because of that cost. And, of course, you get a perfect opportunity for scammers from this too.
That's also another way I know I'm old is like in my lifetime, Ice-T went from singing about killing cops to being one of the most famous cops on TV.
Yeah?
Like every day I wake up with new aches and pains, and it's just, ugh.
Yeah, I gave up on not waking up with new aches and pains a long time ago now.
Oh, well, Will, sometimes the aches and pains are just in my heart. What the fuck is that?
Say, you should probably have a cardiologist take a look at that.
I don't know if a cardiologist can fix the sadness of my eternal march to the grave. Like I said, man, people just fucking dropping dead left and right. Was it fucking Julian Mathghamhain or the dude who played Dr. Doom? Yeah, he fucking died, cancer. It's like 56 years old. Like, I've been watching that dude on TV for the better part of 30 years.
Yeah, just
didn't even know he was sick.
Well, the ones that's gonna hit me harder on that is Scott Adams.
Never really got into Dilbert.
He does not have long left.
Oh, like Val Kilmer was hard enough. That was a tough one. Mel Brooks is gonna suck, but like at the same time, like they are trying to like speed run redoing a bunch of his shit and making sequels off of his, name. So like, that's gonna be a bittersweet pill. It's like, yeah, it sucks he's gone, but at least they're not gonna be slapping his name on these fucking sequels and whatnot.
Max stamina. Where are
Do some home repairs from a chilly storm.
Oh, speaking of storms, as much as I bitch about the tribe, I should give them their due this once at least. It only took them like a month and a half, but in May, there was a storm came through and knocked a tree over onto my fucking roof. Thankfully, it did like no damage really to the roof, which is great because I replaced that fucker a couple years ago, and yeah, don't want to have to do it again. But yeah, they sent a contractor out to come and chop this tree up and get it off my house.
Nice.
So yeah, good on them for that. I kind of wish they would have taken that shit with them when they left, but they didn't. They just left it in a giant pile in my front yard. So like half of my front yard is dead grass now. But they actually did something, so I'll give them credit for that.
Nice. Okay, and I have 2 biofuel. What do you think I should start with first?
Falling off the water.
Be a trick.
Oh, wasn't it better? Okay, this one's Is there already a bear here?
And I guess
I have been stuck on my game playing here lately with a couple of console game titles on Xbox Game Pass and my Crusader Kings. Well, with Crusader Kings, I keep bouncing around. I have like, a Viking dynasty. I have a Catholic dynasty. I don't have a Muslim one going right now, but I do have I have a Jewish one set up in Africa.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm taking over the Horn of Africa as a Jew.
Everybody needs a hobby.
But other than that, unfortunately, I can't do like video capture with the Xbox Game Pass stuff to like stream it. But I have been playing Grand Theft Auto Online and some college football and some UFC.
You don't have anything to capture it with because it's actually like on an Xbox, or is it?
No, it's on PC, but for whatever reason, like I tried to do screen share through Discord and through StreamYard, and it's an app on my computer that I'm running it through the Xbox app, and for whatever reason, I just can't get it to capture the video onto StreamYards or Discord.
I try OBS. It's what I use for broadcasting almost everything.
Unfortunately, with my potato, I can't run OBS.
So that means your potato is worse
Old.
condition than my potato clock. Potato clock's not that old comparatively. It was a laptop, and I didn't think about the video processing kind of it when I got it originally. So it's got like a really great processor, had a decent amount of memory, but it had a motherboard integrated video card. So the video card is potato.
I bought this computer as a refurb back in 2016. And I didn't originally buy it for like playing video games. I still had consoles back then.
Iron hammer, refined wood or coal, and a bunch of seeds.
I didn't buy potato clock for video gaming, really. Toaster oven's good for video gaming. But
Yeah, I didn't buy this thing originally for streaming or gaming or anything like that. It was just, I mean, it was going to be used for entertainment, but also like homework at the time. I was a part-time college student. Like it was mostly for me to, do homework and have, check my email and to, kill time, like, listening to stuff on YouTube.
Right.
I like this.
And then, within a year or so, I got a Twitter account, met Johnny, and started doing this kind of shit.
Absolutely hilarious, ironic thing is it was actually Scribe that got me into streaming originally.
Yeah, you guys can blame Johnny for all the nonsense bullshit that you've heard me spew into your ear holes for the past decade.
From which
All
that
his
carries
fault.
over from Jack Cochran, actually.
Damn it, dude, we've been going over this since the very first stream. I am not Jack.
I don't see
No, Terry did.
Say, At the same time, we've never seen the two of them in the same room. Same time.
I've literally been on multiple streams with Jack.
Hey, Will.
Hey, and
do you like the crossbow?
I haven't actually played around with it in Icarus at all.
Well, then I will give you a chance. I have one for you in the weapon thing downstairs by the medicine bench. You can give that bad boy a whirl.
Johnny, your volume, I don't know about for Will, but your volume for me sounds fine, but apparently on stream, Rodden is having a hard time hearing you. You're coming in pretty quiet.
Oh, my mic kind of swung away from me, so... Is that alright?
Yeah. Brian just needs to check his hearing.
I mean, like I said, you sounded fine to me. You were coming in clear and everything for me, but I just don't know how it's sounding now for him on the other end of the stream wise. I was thinking about the coconut, see if if he hears any difference.
Okay, let's see what this does.
Military told you don't have enough hearing loss. Yeah, that sounds about sufficiently VA to me.
Oh, I suppose I should probably turn off the Bluetooth on this one, because... there's you.
Your hearing loss is not service related. Sorry, denied.
Well, mine's not service.
Alright, so
I got echo.
let's see how I sound. Oh, I am quiet. I am hella quiet.
Yeah, see, unfortunately, like my hearing loss, I can't attribute to anything cool, like working on a flight line for the fucking Air Force, or like being shot at, or blown up in a fucking IED. I can't claim anything like that. Mine is just, I didn't listen to my elders when I was a younger person, and I played my rock music too loud, and now I get fucking tinnitus, just randomly. Oh, hey, I hear myself.
Yes.
Almost an out-of-body experience.
I hear myself. Yes. So there you are.
Yeah,
For
me,
volume
Camel
normalization, right there.
for me, Camel, it's nerve damage. Fun and interesting exposures to all kinds of toxic substances.
That's relatively close, so that's good to know.
Some of those toxic
Ryan says you sound better now.
with number.
Yeah,
on your
You know, I didn't mind the snowball, but it picked up outside sounds, so this one I've heard record better, but there's so many like outside volume knobs and shit that I don't. I like it, but I don't.
See, I really like Yeti. So when this one dies and the one in the closet dies, might go to something with more dedicated soundboard and
And
additional
Ryan says
controls.
His hearing loss is service-related, but not enough to garner a disability percentage. But at least his tinnitus does. Well, see, like I said, you know, I didn't get my hearing loss from, you know, the rocket's red glare or the bombs bursting in air. I got it because I was dumb enough to play fucking AC/DC's Hell's Bells loud enough to rattle my fucking fillings in my teeth.
Well, that'll do it.
No sympathy or nothing. Like, doctor just looks at me like, you know, what are you, retarded? And the answer's probably, yeah, kind of, sort of, maybe.
A little bit.
I'm not gonna say no.
Like, is this on the, you know, is this on a spectrum too? Because I mean, there's a good possibility I'm somewhere on there, you know.
I mean,
I've done some dumb shit in my life, not least of which was, you know, again, sitting too close to the TV and playing my rock music too loud.
you gotta go. Some of that though, you gotta go with the all kids are dumb. And me, I'm socially retarded, so I really don't know how all the people I stream will put up with me.
Like my father, he couldn't understand it. Like I would literally fall asleep with like an AC/DC like live double album playing with headphones on, and like he'd walk past the bedroom. He's like, I could hear the crowd in the hallway. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Fall asleep to background.
See, Rod,
music,
this is why I say shit like I wasn't smart enough to join the military when I was a kid.
What? There's nothing here? That is lame.
Smart enough to join the military. I didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna go deaf either way. At least I could have maybe gotten a fucking check out of it with the VA.
Smart enough, I mean, that West Point tried to recruit me.
No, I'm just saying, like, the opportunity was present. I just didn't take it.
Yeah, well, the opportunity was present. I didn't take it. I didn't really want to be in the military at that time.
I've told the story of my short-lived recruitment by the military before, and I'm a good test taker. I did well in the ASVAB. Like, everyone but the Coast Guard called me, and I'm a little offended because I'm a good swimmer, you know? Like, what gives, man?
I go with the I have to like give the Coast Guard a little bit of grief just because one of the places I went in my FedEx days in North Carolina was a Coast Guard station, which was one of the 6 to 8 places in my everyday life that had legal authority to stop me and search me in my van on a whim, which I appreciate that they didn't for 2 reasons. One, of course, would be like a huge time setback in a day that was always too full anyway. The second one is more of a dignity thing, which, you know, searched by the Coast Guard is kind of like being frisked by the Boy Scouts.
I don't know, man. Those dudes shoot, you know, cartel speedboats from fucking helicopters. They got some cool dudes.
Oh yeah, no, I poke that fun at them, but they really do serious work at the Coast Guard. You know, between trying to deal with drug running along the coast and in from there to they're the ones that are going out in the middle of a storm that I wouldn't want to stand out on a front porch in. And they're out there in helicopters and boats trying to rescue people. I got serious respect for them, but I got to poke a little fun. It's just the way that I am.
But yeah, like, I mean, didn't the recruitment was like 2006 or whatever, and the only thing I wanted to do for the Air Force was fly drones. And like, yeah, you gotta be an officer to do that, so you gotta go to college and then, you know, OCS. I was like, dude, I'm trying to join the military to get money for college. I'm not trying to do it the other way around.
Trying to remember, how long is the career track in the Army?
I was like, man, like, you're talking to the PlayStation generation, dude. Like, you think I can't fly a fucking drone as is right now? Let's go. Like, yeah, it doesn't work that way. Like, fuck.
It's like, why not?
But I wanna.
Well,
That was literally the only interest I had in the Air Force. Like, did not want to, you know. And this is coming as a fan of Stargate, all right? Like,
oh, I never. I had I wouldn't have had a chance in the Air Force, not for anything that I would have been interested in doing there.
Well, no, like, I didn't find out about the cool shit about the Air Force until, like, you know, years later. And by then, like, I was already a massive shitbag. Me, like, you know, like, if I didn't want them, and they definitely wouldn't have wanted me by that point. But yeah, like, the Air Force has some really hard fucking jobs that are pretty cool. You think? I mean, look at Transformers, dude. Tyrese was not playing a fucking Marine or a soldier. He was an airman. And the other guy, the one that looks like Timothy Oliphant, I can't ever pronounce his name.
Duhamel.
Huh?
Josh Duhamel.
Duhamel?
Duhamel? Is that what it is?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Alright, let me go look it up.
I've seen it written. I could probably spell it, but like, I never know how to pronounce that shit.
Josh Duhamel. Duhamel.
Don't ask me, I don't know.
Why do I have trouble like remembering something that simple? Is it because it's that simple? It's like my brain just tricks itself. Like, nah, man, no, it can't be that. It'd be like some
brain's fun
French sound or
overcomplicating things.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you know, we ever get invaded by alien robots, man, I'm calling the Air Force. Those dudes know how to handle that shit. The one I still don't understand is fucking Space Force. Like, what are we doing with that? Anybody know?
Clear immediate area.
No clue. I say if they start dealing with getting invaded by alien robots, I'm just going to rock. Peace.
I mean, like, that's, you know, Air Force is number one on the call sheet if we get invaded by alien robots or alien parasites, man. Anything alien, I'm calling the Air Force. I'm just waiting to see if Rotten agrees with my assessment or not.
The thing with the Air Force is I wouldn't have been able to get any of the jobs up in the air, so...
Yeah, a friend of mine wanted me to join the Air Force with him, and I'm just like, that's up there, and up there is high, and I don't want to.
Wait. I thought your friend tried to get you to join the Marines with him.
Oh, that
Or
was
was it a different friend?
Different friend. There have been a few.
Did you have a buddy try and get you to join the Army with him too, in the Navy as well? Like,
actually, yeah. There's, I was had no shortage of people trying to get me to join the military.
The only ones that tried to get me to join the military was the military.
Oh God, why doesn't you guys? Oh, you're supposed to have stuff for us to pilfer.
well, Rotten, since you weren't paying attention, man, like I suggest you like rewind like the past 10 minutes and give that a listen and tell me what you think of my assessment of the Air Force. Like, I think you'll either laugh or maybe be offended. I don't know.
Rotten is not somebody that offends easily, thankfully. He has guns and doesn't live that far away.
No, because like, I think that's the thing is like, I don't really think that much about the Air Force, even in, you know, like 20 years of war. Like, all you think about is the planes, you know, like dropping bombs and shit. You don't think about all the other people in the fucking Air Force doing other shit besides flying planes.
Lots of seeds.
Good, and I'm bringing in stacks of wheat. Counter some in the wild.
Danger. All units departing.
Pretty much riding the Air Force is my go-to with anything involving aliens, whether it's, you know, Transformers or Goa'ulds.
Well, Rotten, there's not much out there that is as cool as the A10, and not that many craft that are as pretty as it's like the ultimate in survivability, close support aircraft.
Did I drop out? What the fuck happened?
Were you talking?
Last thing I said was I thought the SR-71's a pretty cool plane, but
oh, it is. That is a beautiful. It's like my 1-2 most beautiful aircraft of all time is the SR-71 and the A-10.
I heard not the SR-71 line. So
yeah, they took those out of service, which has to mean that they've got something better at this point. But
and of course, you know, the stealth bombers are always cool.
Yeah. I run on that from the A10 is just, it starts with they built the plane for the gun. I mean, how cool is that?
I mean, that's quintessentially American when you think about it. Like we're just gonna put wings on a gun. We're not building a plane.
And you go from there to the sheer survivability and redundancy factors on that plane are.
We have iron.
Not a lot of it at the moment. I got to go mining.
Oh, there's some ingots. I'll just melt these down.
Yeah. you make?
Alteration bench.
Ah,
Since we don't seem to be winning it now. And then after I make it, we will probably get it as a reward. Because fuck this game.
that means I should check one of the deep ores that I know of is iron.
Epoxy, rope, copper nails.
I don't care what era the plans for the gun are. Thinking about how how insanely massive and powerful the gun is, and then the fact that they built the plane to make the gun mobile, and then had to basically tone it down because the plane can literally, the gun could fire at a rate that would stop the plane in midair. But the notion of the sheer survivability of that plane, it can literally fly on a wing and a prayer. I want to say it's 2/3 to 3/4 of the control surfaces missing. It can stay aloft and controllable by the pilot. They're just
all I know about the A10 is that soldiers and Marines love it for close air support because it makes the gun goes burr.
That's got the fart of doom.
And that's good enough for me. That's all I need to know about it.
Pilots love it too because if they're flying that, they typically come back. Yeah, it's close air support, and so they set it up to protect the pilot even in that close air support role. You know.
Oh, I'm not arguing,
Alarms.
sir. I'm just saying, like, I didn't know what you had said before, and that's just gravy on top for me. Like, all that other cool shit you're talking about. It's like, I know why people like it, and that's good enough for me. Like everything else, that's just cherry on top.
They're hard to shoot down. They're hard to kill the pilot. They're an engineering masterpiece. Okay, I've got an iron deep drill going now. What was the one by the house? Was it coal?
It might have been silica.
I know there's one silica a little farther away, but what's the one in the cave at the bottom of the mountain? Just off bottom of the waterfall thing. You remember?
Offhand, no.
I got 2 drills and 4 biofuel cans. The other neat thing of the A10s, it was one of the Air Force jets that they had stationed out of Battle Creek in Michigan. So you're getting local Air Force flyovers. It was almost always the A10s.
If I'm remembering correctly, I think there's a dude that pops up on my timeline on Twitter from time to time. That was an A10 pilot. I don't really remember him talking about being one. I think maybe I checked his bio once and said that. Was his name Dale Stark? maybe Rotten has heard of him. I want to say that's the guy. Maybe I'm confusing him with somebody else. Yeah. That is pretty cool. Yeah. It is pretty cool to think, like, imagine how, like, fucking wild this country would have been if we'd figured out how to do that at that time. Our ability to fuck shit up is only constrained by, like, how advanced our technology is.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we gave the fucker wings. Oh, no, I see him on Twitter. I think he's been interviewed on some YouTube podcasts and stuff, but I don't know if he is a YouTuber. I distinctly remember this person from Twitter. Go look him up in a second. Oh, it's also part of his handle, too. Delstar810, yeah. He's been on the Sean Ryan show. But speaking of YouTubers and military stuff, here lately, the past couple days, I've been on a kick of not watching just like fat electrician videos, but watching like reactions to fat electrician videos from like Europeans, and that is almost as good.
I bet. Yeah, a lot of those where the people don't know some of the things that we involved ourselves with, or how we involved ourselves with them.
Yeah, like yesterday, I was watching just these different ones by this British Royal Marine, or former Royal Marine. And first of all, his reaction is just to the way like Nick, the fat electrician, talks. Like his cadence and vocabulary is funny.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, like, when he's getting into, like, the meat of the stories and stuff, the dude's just like, wait, what the fuck? And he's like, really, America? Like, yeah, really.
Well, I mean, come on. One of our very earliest military things in our nation was crossing a river Christmas Eve to, murk enemy soldiers in their sleep. You really, I mean, that right there just kind of says it all.
I just love how, like, he put that meme out there, don't fuck with our boats. He did that one video about the Barbary pirates.
Yeah, I watched that one.
I get unconscious from that fall. That should not have...
Like, there was this one couple, I don't know where they were from in Europe, but they were watching his video about, like...
Yeah, I'm down.
Alright, I'm on my way.
I fell a little bit too far vertically, apparently.
Alright, buckle.
But yeah, they're watching his video about Operation Praying Mantis, destroying half of Iran's navy in like 8 hours.
Oh yeah, proportionate.
Proportional, yeah.
You don't. I mean, you
do
don't.
we need to be more proportional around here?
one of the things I loved about that one is that they just the fighter pilots feeling left out, so they just get called to go back. Rules of engagement and everything now. Oh wait, the rules of engagement kind of play into our favor. Let's buzz them. Oh, they shot at us. They're going down.
Now, see, I don't remember if Rotten has said this before, and I'm remembering it, or somebody else has mentioned this, but this is like the second or third time somebody has brought up the beats per minute the Fat Electrician speaks at. I remember somebody else mentioning 93 beats per minute. And
yeah, there's a scientific element to the rate at which he speaks that carries a certain captivation to it. Just like musically speaking, there's a science to music. If you can do certain tones and chords and everything, you can basically end up with your lyrics are crap and half your music is crap, but it drags people in and they like it for the parts that line up, mathematically perfect. Just you hit certain things and just like all the dopamine receptors go.
So I think you're not
absolutely insane on you. No, I'm not in the cave. I was heading to the cave. Southeast of you. Yeah, look up. I fell off of that.
Huh.
So, that was a little health, isn't it? But yeah, so there's a lot of sciences to.
So, I heard about the Fat Electrician speaking at 93 beats per minute from the Fat Electrician. It's possible. Yeah. Okay. I don't recall the anecdote about the country singer though.
I'd make myself a splint. Oh, Beefalo, I'm not gonna touch you.
Did you just kill a bear cub, Johnny?
Yes, I did. Smokey had it coming.
I mean, that was obviously boo-boo. Come on.
Say you don't want to meet Yogi. Icarus, Yogi, you're the picnic basket.
Why are you breaking shit, Johnny?
To steal it.
Wait, who are you stealing it from?
Some dead guy.
Yeah, person doesn't eat anymore.
They're dead, it's fine.
Oh, okay, man. I thought like maybe this was like your base or some shit. I didn't know.
No, it's basically recovering for the company from Dead Prospector kind of thing.
Ah.
Okay, and then there should be that paint right around here.
Well, I figure since Tyr's not joining, we can probably kill a couple of these animals. We are overpopulated here.
Yeah, I mean the should probably keep one of each, just generally speaking.
I mean, call me biased, but I would prefer if you not kill Octavius over there. I would prefer if you not. That one.
That's pathetic.
One in front of you. No, the horse. I'm watching on the stream, dude. It's a little behind.
Okay, I gotcha.
You call me biased, but
we can keep Octavius. That's fine.
But yeah, fuck Pythagoras, man. I hated geometry. Kill that fool.
Yeah, we should keep one buffalo because a buffalo with a cart is a taller. Speaking of which, it's probably learn how to make a cart.
Yeah, don't kill any virtual animals on my say-so, man. I would feel guilty.
Well, they're problematic to feed them all. They tame easy, so. Okay, we got one coal and one iron drill. That.
Destroy this shit.
Suppose I could just go harvesting a bunch of trees. They don't grow back. So you do like tree sap and leather, or tree sap and bone for biofuel. Considering all that we get of those, that would be so much easier. Come on, Glue Bait, we're gonna go do some deforestation. Another one that I have fun watching periodically, though I typically do those shorts, is Habitual Line Crosser.
A couple of his videos have been suggested by the algorithm, so.
Oh, I mean, he's got some great characters with the kid and Grandpa Buff.
Yeah. I can't quite remember the line. Is something about playing nice with the boats, or else you get slapped with the sun again.
Usually he has a Japan doing the do not touch the boats.
Well, and they learned that the hard way.
Yeah, we dropped the sun on them twice.
Yeah, they touched the boats, and we slapped them in the face with the sun a couple of times.
Yeah, I like a lot of his videos too. My personal favorite is Grandpa Buff.
Oh yes.
Oh, and
Well,
I can start
sometimes-
collecting seeds now, too.
Cool. Never get enough seeds. Sometimes the kid, did you intercept me? I'd intercept.
The kid and Franklin are a dynamic duo. Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's even been getting the nerd involved here lately.
Well, when I talked about letting get an interception and then wiping his memory. Wait, what? Oh, we weren't going to tell you that.
Going back to the last thing Rotten said, though, like, now I'm trying to figure out what would a country singer sound like at 93 beats per minute?
Rather psychologically captivating, obviously. There would be an odd appeal to it.
Now, as someone who's not super musically inclined, how fast is 93 beats per minute?
Apparently, it's about how fast the Fat Electrician talks. Go watch one of his videos, you'll see. But I feel like that's like too fast for a country song, to be honest with you.
Well, it depends on the song.
I mean, sounds about right for John Michael Montgomery. Sold.
Yeah.
You know, I hadn't thought about that
Really,
song.
won't you give me a sign?
Good long-
Like you might own mine.
Really, sir. Like, you didn't have to do that.
Earworm of the day.
Autistic Jukebox and King of Obscure and Not So Obscure Earworms at various intervals.
Like as soon as you said like the guy's name and the title of the song, I was like, fuck, why didn't I think of that? And now, like, it's gonna be stuck in there for a while.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where, like, immediately after the words left my mouth, I knew I fucked up.
I'm almost sorry.
Did it to myself.
Just use a free metronome and said 93 beats per minute. It's just over 1.5 words a second.
Well, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I have posted that video of the guy who does the drum exercises. And he starts at, I think he starts at 50 and goes up to 200.
Oh yeah, I can't remember that video.
Urge.
Oh, very close. Like, where am I sticking these? Oh, there's a slot that's not quite filled. It's like, where am I sticking the logs?
Phrasing. Not doing that anymore, huh? Okay.
Remember when I said a while back that I'm kind of socially retarded?
Apparently Johnny is too, or me, all of us. Who knows? I haven't been tested. I don't intend to be.
And
I'm told ignorance is bliss, and I'm going to test that theory.
No, I actually am autistic, and shows sometimes.
I imagine if my mother ever had me tested, I probably would have ended up with some kind of diagnosis. Whether or not I believe that diagnosis would have been valid, I can't say.
Consider I've been diagnosed by a few too many people, none of whom had any vested interest in a specific outcome from that. Kind of taking it as
I'm just going to pretend that my perception of reality is normal, is the normal baseline. The rest of you are all just weirdos.
my perception of reality is what matters to me. I just, after much training and study, recognize that my perception of reality doesn't always match up to everybody else's. I'm fine with that. Most of the time I see that as other people's problems.
And either Rotten's typing on a cell phone and he missed a word or autocorrect or something, or I am just legit retarded because I'm not entirely sure what he's saying. That's why I kind of the undiagnosed, comma, but pretty sure ball cap.
He does.
I mean, I'm part Choctaw, but I'm not a code talker, dude. I don't know what the fuck that means.
He does on stream own up to be kind of retarded at times. can peacefully not be killed by animals or weather. They can run back to the
Suck
back
it, boo-boo.
with.
So you can domesticate a buffalo, but you can't domesticate a little baby bear?
Nope.
Nope. The baby bears only exist in missions, and they exist in missions to make them harder and try and kill you.
Ah.
While also giving you a good reminder if you're in the right place.
So you're not space Russians, is what I'm hearing.
Correct.
Okay.
They do sometimes appear in the random in the wild, but it's pretty rare.
And the bears are one of the critters that doesn't matter how old, they're always aggressive.
Supplemental restoration, lightweight frame, stone and fiber.
I mean, that is like the one thing I'm kind of envious of the Russians for. Like, that's probably the one thing. Like, those dudes have pet bears. It's like, nothing makes me want to have a pet bear more than knowing somebody out there fucking has a pet bear. Like, I'm from Oklahoma. We had fucking Tiger King. Surely I can have a bear as a pet, right?
You would think.
Vacate area.
That's how you guys are gonna know if I win the fucking lottery, man. You know, you're just gonna hear like a bear growling, like, you know, in the background.
Hey, pipe it
Damn,
down,
what the
fly.
fuck was that?
Yeah.
I mean, let's say it, dude. I smoke a lot of weed, and if I'm gonna have a pet bear, like, it's probably gonna be named Smokey.
Probably enjoy the weed with you.
What else are you supposed? I mean, like, there's like three names for a bear? You know, Smokey, Yogi, Boo Boo. So, what else are you supposed to name him after that?
Teddy.
Yep.
Damn it, that's twice. It's been a long day, guys.
You have to remember that I get paid to think on my feet, the irony of which is I spend so much of my time sitting on my butt.
So is this you saying that, you know, you make good money or you don't make a lot?
I make adequate to get by.
See, that was me being too literal right there.
My other commonality on that is to say I get paid to type and talk, and some days I can do neither.
Ah. You can name a bear Bosco. I'm unfamiliar with that character.
Alright, I think we're getting close to calling it. Gotta set some of this stuff down and...
Rotten sent me a message on Discord. A hat says undiagnosed, but I'm pretty sure. I think we could all use a ball cap like that every now and then.
Depends on what you're talking about.
So no, it makes sense that message he's talking about. He did miss a word though. That's why I'm assuming like the undiagnosed, but I'm pretty sure ball cap.
Hey, Will, let me see put your helmet on the right-hand side.
What?
Put your helmet in the right-hand side.
On the right-hand side?
Of the alteration bench.
Oh. Alteration. Oh, gotta take it off. Helmet. Okay.
See, Rodden, if shit ever hits the fan and I gotta pull a look, or when that happens, I'm gonna crib that Jesse Plemons look from that Civil War movie with the sunglasses, and I want one of those patches.
All right, and here you go. You can now resist cave sickness.
Oh, nice.
More resistant to cave sickness, I should say.
More resist out. I'll take any additional resistance to the cave sickness.
All right. And are you in a good spot? As far as where you need to be? So we are going to call it here. You can join us tomorrow when it will be Terry. Terry and Jen and whoever they have along. And with that, the Zoom is closed. Have a good night, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Bye, Al.